A very good evening to everybody. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day, wherever you are or wherever around the country you are. It is time for the first match preview of the season. I can't believe I'm saying that, considering the season just ended on the 26th of July. It is the Community Shield game between Arsenal and Liverpool. Now, for a certain Mr. Connor from the Kop Council, obviously, I don't know if he will remember the last time these two were in the Community Shield, but I will confirm that in a second. But first of all, I obviously introduce the guests. Obviously, we have Claude, Diesel, and Terry from Claude and the Banstas. First of all, to the voice of reason, Claude, welcome to the Dugout Football Channel. How are you doing?
Hello, thanks, Douglas. Thanks for inviting me on, and I'm looking forward to this little chat we're going to have.
Excellent. Terry, welcome to the Dugout Football Channel. Always a pleasure to speak to you. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm really well, thanks, Doug. And first time on here, so thank you very much for having me on. I know Diesel's been on before, spoke highly of you, Doug, said it was really good. And I just want to thank you personally for being one of our biggest supporters. You've been there from the beginning for us. And thank you for your continued support, mate. Really appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome. And of course, Diesel, welcome back. How are you doing?
Doug, I'm like a boomerang, mate. I always come back. I don't want to make the boys jealous, but it is my second time on here. But I must have done something right the first time, Doug. But now, little joke on the side, just to echo what Terry said, Doug, you've been with us, well, more or less from the start, always in the chat, always supporting us. The contribution you make is absolutely brilliant, and that's on the social media platforms as well as obviously in the chat room. So much appreciated for that. Doug, you're a real one, mate. So more than happy to be on here. More than happy.
Thank you very much. And
yeah.
And my other guest, he's got like a season ticket. He's got like a season ticket. He's got like a season ticket on my channel. It is Connor from the Kop Council. How are you doing, my friend?
You always make me sound like a relative in your house. It's like I'm constantly here. But yeah, thank you for having me on. And, it's finally nice to meet all the guys properly from Claude and the Bands because, I've only met Diesel when I was doing the video. So nice to meet you all.
We're like that, Connor, aren't we? We're like that. Come
on. But yeah, thanks for having me on, Doug.
Doug just done a great impression of a statue there, didn't he? Wow. You're in the wrong profession, mate. Go on.
But no, it's an absolute pleasure to have obviously Claude, Diesel, and Terry. Obviously, big Arsenal fans as well. So obviously, I'll come to Claude first. How are you feeling going into the new season?
Well, so far we've made one signing and one about 90% done. I still think we need a couple more players to come in. We should be a little bit stronger than what we finished last season because we got Willian, more creative player in Willian, and with Saliba coming in, I was very impressed. I know it was only a friendly the other day, but he looked he showed a lot of composure against MK Dons in that first half, and he looked really at home, and he looked as if he'd been wearing the shirt for a long, long time. So, and remember, I think he's only 19 years old. So I was quite impressed with that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we can get off to a good start. We've got a difficult one in the forget about Sunday, but we've got to play you in third game in, which is going to be a tough test. But we'll see. The first 7 games are really tough, and if we can get through those first 7 games without too much damage, I think we could have a good season ahead. Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, Terry, obviously looking at it. You've got Fulham to begin the season with. Obviously, you've got us at the weekend. How are you feeling going into the season?
Look, I think by watching us, Douglas, that I'm a big, obviously, Arteta fan. So I'm fully behind my man. I'm going to trust the process, not like Claudiola here. I'm only joking. But no, honestly, yeah, we've got Willian in. Hopefully, the Gabriel deal will be, announced very, very soon. We've been scouted with a few other midfielders, which would be great to come in because that's what we definitely need. Talking backstage just a minute ago, like I said, we've got a brand new signing in El Nini. So use Liverpool fans will be shitting yourself come Sunday. Don't worry about that. He's gone out on loan and he's come back like a different player. So and under Arteta, he's going to be fantastic. Believe me. No, look, I mean, I'm very optimistic. I do believe that it's going to take two years to get rid of the shit at Arsenal. And then obviously Arteta can start rebuilding, getting his players in. And then for me, I'd give him that third year and then say to him, look, we either need to be pushing for the league title and, in the Champions League. Otherwise, we've got to look elsewhere. But that's my sort of thing on the process. Do you know what I mean? It's going to take it being Liverpool with under Klopp. It took him 5 years. If you look at the team you had 5 years ago to the team you've got now, you've got not one of them players in that squad. So, it takes a bit of time. And Arsenal fans have got to be a little bit patient. This is not going to happen, overnight. So,
yeah,
for me, trust the process. Arteta's the man. Let's get going.
Yeah. Well, it's Diesel. How are you feeling going into the season?
God, how am I going to top that? Well, Doug, I'm slightly different, right? Claude says we need a couple more players. I reckon we need another 6 or 7. So that's one thing. We've announced we've signed Willian. The season's almost upon us, and we've only got one signing. Gabriel, for me, I think is done. But anyone who thinks Willian and Gabriel, and that's going to take us. That's going to take us, 4 or 5 places above where we finished. Very much mistaken. All the other teams around us are getting stronger. I'm seeing Chelsea buying players and announcing it straight away. Yeah, we sort of, we're sort of delaying it, and I can't see why. For me, it's very hard, isn't it? Because I said it on the other on the last stream we did, Doug. Trust the process, but I don't know what the process is. I don't know who buys the players. Is it Arteta? Is it the board? It just seems like such a mismanagement behind the scenes, and I can't trust something unless I understand it, and I don't understand it, so I can't trust something I physically don't understand. That being said, I think for me, I'm more interested in who we ship out rather than who we buy. For me, I think that's priority. It's funny what Terry said about El Neni, because all I'm reading at the moment is due to his performance the other day. He could play a pivotal role in the team. One friendly against MK Dons, and it's just changed. He's done a 360, and that just sums up our club, really. But yeah, look, I don't think we'll get top 4, if I'm honest. I reckon we'll improve on what we did. I reckon Arsenal will get 6, but that could change if we get a few more players in the door. It's if buts and maybes at the moment until we know who we've bought. It's very hard to. I look at your club and I just wish I use that. If I've got this saying, Doug, if you want to be the best, you have to pit yourself against the best. I've always said that. And at the moment, you guys are the best. So I'm looking over at your club and thinking, very well run. Klopp could buy a player that you guys have never heard of, but because you have such trust in your manager, if it's okay with Jurgen, it's okay with me, and we need to get to that point. And it's true. It is true. He's a god in Liverpool. Let's be honest, he is a god. So hopefully we'll get there.
Yeah, it's going to as I say, it's going to be a very, very interesting season with everything that's obviously happening as well. Obviously, I'll come to Connor, because obviously the last time these two met in the Community Shield was 2002, and that was a certain Gilberto Silva scoring the winner that day. Do you remember that day at all, Connor?
No. Plain and simple, no. It just shows how football's changed, really, because, like, you know, Liverpool, one of England's biggest clubs, Arsenal, one of England's biggest clubs. You know, it's weird how we haven't faced each other in the Community Shield, at least, you know, for such a long time. Even though, you know, I know Arsenal have won the FA Cup, what is it, 4 out of the last 6 years, something like that, 5? I'm not really sure. But, you know, it'll be a good game. You know, I kind of get to be, you know, as the lads have just talked about Arsenal, you know, I kind of get to be the smug one in, like, my club's run quite good, you know. So I kind of get to be that kind of smug. But no, realistically, you know, 5 years ago, we were in the same boat as Arsenal, 8th in the Premier League, new manager, you know, we needed, you know, direction, and Jurgen Klopp has completely took our club from the base up practically, and he's made us into the best team in the world, Premier League champions and all the other accolades and that. But like, you know, the others have said, you know, if Arsenal, you know, if they keep faith in Arteta for a period of time, then, you know, it will start to come good, because I know there was Liverpool fans after a couple of years, I think 1 or 2 years, that was like, you know, what is Jurgen bringing to the club, which is just stupid in my opinion. But it's like, you know, he's now proven to, I think, everyone, not only Liverpool fans, but world football, that, you know, if you go by the correct method at a pace, you know, you can win everything eventually. And I think, you know, Liverpool, I think the best part about this reign with Jurgen Klopp is the fact that Liverpool will be set up when Klopp leaves. So whoever takes over, you know, if it's either, you know, Pep Linders or, you know, Nagelsmann, whoever it is, you know, Liverpool will be sound for the next.
Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, I was thinking Gerrard.
Maybe Gerrard, but me personally, I don't think he's the next man for Liverpool, in my personal opinion. Yeah. I think he needs a job. Even though Rangers is a big job, I think that he needs English football, you know, a job, like a championship job, or even a low-end Premier League job. So I think that, but realistically, you know, I'm happy where Liverpool are right now. You know, I know that Thiago Alcantara is probably killing every single Liverpool fan right now, because I really want that transfer done and dusted. But, you know, apart from that, you know, I wouldn't care if Jurgen Klopp signed a 17-year-old and paid like £10 million. If Jurgen Klopp wanted him, you know, I trust in Jurgen Klopp. So, you know, realistically, you know, I'm happy where Liverpool are at the minute.
Yeah,
I was at that game in 2002. That was in Cardiff. And it was Gilberto's first game for the club. So, yeah, I was at that game. It's a long way to go for a bloody Community Shield, but don't ask me why. I was a bit more mad then in them days.
You're still passionate now, Claude.
I was going to say, what's changed, Claude?
I'm not sure now if I would travel to Cardiff for a Community Shield, but maybe Wembley, but not Cardiff. I don't know.
Can I just ask you, Arsenal lot? You know, I know that all of you have said, you know, Willian is the, you know, won't be good enough for a signing. I know that you've been linked with, you know, other people. I know Gabriel as well as being, you know, mentioned. Is there any other, you know, superstar players or like players being mentioned that are known, or is Willian like the marquee signing for your summer?
No, I mean, obviously we've been linked with Partey for a long time now from Atletico Madrid. Me myself, I would do a straight swap with Lacazette. They want Lacazette, we want Partey. You know, I'll be looking to do a deal with a straight swap like that. At the moment we're linked with, is it Aurora? His name, how you pronounce it? Sorry.
Jose Iowa or Iowa.
Yeah. We're linked with him too at the moment. You know, the thing is with Arsenal fans, Connor, unfortunately, and Arsenal, is that I think it's easy to say who we're not linked to every single season, because we're always linked to everyone. I think the latest one, Diesel run me up earlier on, really excited, telling me that the Messi deal was 65% done.
We're so close. We're trucking planes now, Connor. All our scouts are at the airport.
It's in my end, but I can't see Doug.
No. He's he's
yeah.
going around a minute. It's
Yeah,
going around.
he's having technical
I
difficulties.
I thought I was going.
That's the problem sometimes with going live. Like, it just something's destined to go wrong. But like, I know the party's been a very much talked about thing for you guys, because I think Man United fans and Arsenal fans have been talking about him since his performance against us in the Champions League, which I think has been, I think he was brilliant that day, especially against us, and that's kind of hard for me to say.
Yeah.
And he's back.
I'm back. I don't actually know what happened there. Yeah, I'm back now. Blame Scottish internet. Yeah, that's
Scottish
right,
voodoo.
that United family. That is right. Let me just say a quick hello. To people, because obviously I forgot to say that at the start. Hello to Chris Welsh. Hello to Seamus. Hello to Reese. Hello to Connor. Hello to Daniel. That United as well. Cian Dolan as well. I don't remember that either. Though in my defence, I was only 22 months old. Says Cian Dolan. So. Yeah, and we've got Nathan in as well. I was 5 months old when it last happened. Afternoon. It's evening, Nathan. But yeah.
I was 3.
Yeah. How old are you, Connor?
I was 3 when it happened.
18 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, 18 years ago. Yeah,
Wow.
18 years ago. As mental. It's absolutely mental. So obviously,
you're only 18.
18, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. You look older than 18.
Oh, I'm not 18. I'm 21.
No, I'm talking about Doug.
Well, Doug's older than everyone.
I'm 28. Yeah, 28 years old. 28 years old. Let's go obviously back to the games last season.
You said you was only 2 months. You said you was only
someone's comment. That was someone's comment, Claude.
Oh, right. Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm getting confused.
That's all right.
You have to bear with me these days. The mind's not working as it used to, mate, I'm afraid.
That's all right. So Liverpool and Arsenal met 3 times last season. Obviously, twice in the league. Obviously, we won at Anfield. Well, we always seem to win at Anfield. And then obviously against you in the Cup at Anfield 5-5 as well. And then obviously you beat us at the Emirates. Now, obviously, there's a lot of goals between Arsenal and Liverpool. So I'll come to Terry first. How are you expecting Arsenal to approach this game on Saturday?
Look, as I said, I'm so happy we've got Arteta at the minute. I'm so happy because I know that the way he will play, I've got 100% confidence that we will go and put a performance in on Saturday. Well, I know we won't go there like under Emery, and we won't sit back and let you dictate the game. And the straight away with Emery, it was like, don't lose. That was his first thought of train. Don't lose.
Yeah.
You know, so he would be thinking about how Liverpool's going to play, the tactics Liverpool are going to play, and then we'll be too defensive. Do you know what I mean? And we didn't have no shots on target hardly at all under Emery. Our attacking football was absolutely a disgrace. It was just shocking. But like I said, I mean, going into Saturday, I'm full of confidence with Arteta. I think he'll put in a performance. I think he'll more or less do something like he done in the last few games, where we sort of might sit back for 10, 15 minutes and then come out on the attack with you. Sort of gauge how you're going to play and then go out and attack the game. That's how I think he will go, hopefully.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And obviously, Arteta was praised for his tactics against Manchester City and against Chelsea as well. So Yeah, Connor McCrodden says, move on from Emery well in the past now. Well, I should have probably started with the stream saying good evening, but I didn't really want to start with that. But no, I have to say I was very impressed with Arsenal against Man City, and I was very impressed with them against Chelsea. And I think looking at it, you have to give credit to what Arteta's done. You know,
Exactly.
won the FA Cup in his first 8 months as manager. Diesel, who do you think will start in goal for Arsenal on Saturday?
Good question.
I think I don't agree with this, but I think he'll start with Leno. In fact, I'd go as far as saying I think he'll start with Leno as the first choice keeper at the start of the season, which I think is the wrong decision. And if that is the case, then I would rapidly lose faith, because obviously, I'm hoping the one thing Terry agrees with me on is when you're sort of an old school Arsenal fan, you know, if you're in form, you keep the shirt. Martinez has done nothing whatsoever to lose that shirt. So if Leno comes in, I'm not going to judge it on the Community Shield, but our first Premier League game of the season, if I see Leno in goal, I won't be happy. Because for me, what is the process then? You know, pick your players based on form. He's been a revelation since he's been in goal. We haven't even missed Leno. So if that happens, Doug, then I'll have to question it. And that's not any manager who we've got. My thought process is the same. If you play well and you've earned the right to keep that shirt, don't change it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, so. Yeah.
There have been reports today, picking up on what Daniel said in the comments, that Martinez might be in isolation, Diesel.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, he wasn't on the bench, was he?
Yeah, there was a couple of rumours I see flying about today saying that there's a group of Arsenal people in isolation.
Well, I heard there was a couple of Chelsea players. That's the only one but I'm not. So I don't tell me this is all going to come back again now.
Well, Pogba's been diagnosed with it today, hasn't he?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently,
because they've all gone abroad for their holidays and that, and they've just
probably.
Yeah, I think Abraham and Mount were two other ones I think who've got it as well. I did also see that apparently Raheem Sterling tested negative despite being with Usain Bolt as well. So who he's got it now. So the thing is, we're going to have this all over us until obviously a vaccine. Yeah,
if he's negative, he's quiet.
Is that cool?
So it's
if he's negative, he's all right.
Yeah,
Sterling's all right.
Sterling's fine. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
Obviously, there's an Arsenal player who doesn't seem to be getting in the team right now, Claude, and that is Mesut Ozil. Do you see him being involved at the weekend?
Oh, I think I'm hearing this is not word of a lie, that Arteta is going to give him another chance. So
what's that? His fifth.
As far as the squad's concerned, he fights for his place. And Guendouzi and Ozil apparently have been given another chance to prove themselves. This is what I heard, but I'm not sure. This is the thing that's coming out of the Arsenal sources, as they say. Myself, I think it's finished really for me. The club finished. I think he had one good season. I think it was 2016. I think 2015 to 16. I think that was a good the one good season he did have. But no, for me, it's the end for me. Yeah, the end. But according to Arteta, these players have been given another chance to prove themselves. So here we go.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see if he will get another chance. And obviously, Guendouzi's another one, seems to be on the way out as well. Socrates is another one I believe is being mentioned for Napoli, I think. as well. So it's. I mean, who knows?
I think the problem is with the wages and everything else, and the money that Arsenal are asking for them, that they're very hard to shift. So what Arteta's doing there is saying, well, if they're not going anywhere, I have to use them. I mean, I rather than just sitting there doing nothing. No, what squad wise? I mean, I don't mean in the first 11, but here we go. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Gonna put this comment up. Ozil and Shaqiri swap deal. They both get more minutes. As much as I love the cube. Chriswell says Ozil's more bothered about Fortnite than football career. I would totally agree with that. Jake Semester says Diesel give us a wave.
No, dear.
Don't get jealous, Claude. Claude, we've had this chat. He loves us both equally. Let's not go there.
Exactly.
I suppose Arteta's going to say that to boost the morale of the squad. I mean, look. Obviously, it's the curtain raiser, Connor, to obviously the start of the season. How do you think Liverpool will look ahead to this game? Do you think? How do you think they will approach it?
I think with an attacking mindset, really. I think that last season we should have beat Man City last season for the Community Shield, and put that message forward. I think the message this season is to start off early and good, because I think this season, the start of this season is going to be the most important ever, because of course it's so unpredictable of what's going to happen this year. We've already had one stoppage. Last year with football, you never know what's going to happen again. So realistically, I think that this year, Klopp, realistically, this is just a pre-season game yet again, because it is such a short pre-season affair. But yeah, I think Liverpool are going to come out of it attackingly. And I think that, I think Jurgen's going to probably play his best 11 just to test out Arsenal in that aspect of things. I think to see where Liverpool are in their preparations, because I think that, Virgil I know Virgil's was a bit of a risk because he got a cut eye, but I think he's fine to go. So Liverpool have fully strengthened and that. So realistically, I think we'll probably go with a very strong 11. Hopefully, your boy Curtis Jones gets an opportunity in midfield, because I think he could be superb this season for Liverpool. So fingers crossed there's no injuries as well, because normally in these types of games, injuries bugger Liverpool up quite a lot. And I just think that, it's kind of good that we're going to see Liverpool now before internationals, because sadly internationals are still a thing, which I think is stupid before the league season, in my personal opinion.
Having said that, they are going to get match fitness as well, so that's not too bad as far as that's concerned.
That is the truthful thing.
The only thing with that is that most teams, the teams that are on form always go into that international break, and then afterwards they lost that form again. Because obviously a couple of injuries or whatever. So I can't understand why they don't just have a little tournament at the end of the bloody season for 2 weeks for the international. Something, some sort of friendlies, and just do it then. Why have it during? I just don't get it. Don't get it.
The one thing for me is,
I mean, looking at it.
Go on, Doug. Oh, Doug's frozen.
Yeah, go on, Connor. Say what you're going to say.
No, I think that realistically, internationals should be in the middle of the season. I think it's too harsh on players, especially what's happened recently, because of course we've had a massive amount of football ever since we've had such a short break. And I think that realistically, I think players, they just need times at their clubs. That's my personal opinion. I think, all right, then maybe around January, February, March time, then go out to internationals, and not now. In my personal opinion, anyway, I think that's what they should do.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, sorry about this, folks. I'm not actually sure what's happening with the internet. You just have one of those days, unfortunately. But yeah, as obviously Connor was saying, I do expect Liverpool to attack Arsenal. However, obviously, we have two of the best Scottish left backs coming up against each other, in Kieran Tierney and Andy Robertson. So I'll ask Terry this. Obviously, Kolasinac was one of the main starters last season for Arsenal, but just ever since then, Tierney's come into his own. How impressive you!
Say what? Hang on, Doug. Rewind.
I thought I was in another planet there for a minute. Sorry.
I think he meant he got a star in security. That's what I think he meant.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Yes, I've tried turning it on and back off again. Yeah, I have definitely.
The classic route.
What were you going to ask, Douglas? Sorry, mate.
Obviously, Kolasinac started the season last season at left back for Arsenal. But what do you make of how Kieran Tierney's taken his chance to get into the team?
I think I can speak for basically Claude and Diesel. Is that he looks phenomenal. He's fantastic. As long as he stays injury free, because he did pick up a couple of little injuries when he first started with us. But towards the end, I mean, he looks fantastic, and I think we should make him our captain now. That's how great I think he can be and will be for Arsenal if he stays injury fit. He's got that mentality. He looks like he's a warrior, like a bulldog. I reckon he'd be shouting, and I mean, you've only got to look at the reports. Sorry, Connor, you've got to thank me again for this. Not you, Connor, the other Connor in the chat. But you know, at the time when he was playing under Emery, he was told that he got to tame it down in training. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous that a manager would even say that. Absolute ridiculous.
That was the players. That weren't him who said that. That was from the other players' tell. That weren't Emery.
And it was the coaching staff.
It was the players.
The players we was getting. Well, I don't care. Listen, when you got a player like that, that's a bulldog, and you know what I mean. I want 11 of them out on that pitch. I want 11 of them out on that pitch, and that's it. That's what it comes down to. And I can't wait for him to be our captain, to be honest.
Wow, high praise indeed, and obviously he was a captain at Celtic as well. So I remember him coming through the ranks of Celtic, and you know, he deserved his big move. He deserved his big move. Had to wait his time, and now he's getting a big run in to the Arsenal team, which is absolutely fantastic. And he is in my fantasy football team. If anyone's doing fantasy football, I will leave a link after this in the comments, and basically you can join my fantasy football league.
What happened to Celtic the other night? What happened to Celtic the other night? God, I can't believe it.
Yeah, got knocked
2-1, wasn't it? They lost
2-1 to Ferenc Varos, who I believe played Man United many years ago. But Boya's in the chat, Connor. Boya's in the chat talking Celtic. Hey, Chris Sutton, what we saying?
John, I don't know if you see it, but John Arsene put a tweet out saying, I don't know what all these Celtic fans are moaning at. Back your manager.
Yeah. And he was a good Arsenal player as well, wasn't he? John Hartson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's froze again. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh no. It's that bloody Scottish internet again. But yeah, it's one of these things in a way. Arsenal, I think, are probably. Oh, he's back.
I'm back. Yeah. But yeah, obviously, Seamus Moore said something very good here. Neil Lennon said after the game, any players that want to leave, then they can go. Obviously, certain Celtic players have been linked with Arsenal recently. Odsonne Edouard. Claude, would you take Odsonne Edouard at Arsenal?
He was missing, wasn't he? Yeah, but no, he was missing. Would I have him at Arsenal? I haven't seen enough of him, but it's a big step from the Scottish Premier League to the English Premier. But then again, so Van Dijk didn't have much difficulty, did he? And I remember when Charlie Nicholas coming from Celtic, it took him a bit of time to adapt as well. So that's difficult. I haven't seen enough of him to make my mind. I know he's got quite a few goals in Scotland, but come on, I think even Sanogo would score a lot of goals in Scotland.
Or Nicholas Bentner.
Yeah.
Listen, he was one of the greatest strikers out there. He told you himself. You know that.
Like I know with you guys, you know, I know you.
I've not seen Edouard. I mean, I've only seen him glimpses of him. I mean, but it's hard to say it's hard to judge him when you're playing St Johnstone, Aberdeen, and all that. I mean, it's coming into the Premier League, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to start judging on a striker that's scoring goals against that caliber, and when he's coming up against, it's like the big jump from France as well as French, but the French is just a little bit better, the French league. But the Scottish league is a very poor league, isn't it? I've not offended all the people in Scotland, but it's not as strong as it used to be. I mean, at one time it was strong, and Celtic and Rangers were quite good in Europe, weren't they?
Yeah, that's true.
I totally agree. Totally agree with what Claude said. Scottish League is not what it used to be, and it's gonna be interesting to see, you know, if Celtic and Rangers can actually, you know, get back into the Champions League group stage. But at this moment in time, I just can't say it. Right, let's get on to team selection now. I'll come to Connor first because obviously this could be very, very interesting indeed. What would be your Liverpool 11 to face Arsenal on Saturday?
Well, we named the reserves and we ended up winning the League Cup where we wanted to lose. So, you know, if we get any good team, then that's kind of good. Like, no, I'm joking. Probably, I'd say Alisson Becker in goal. That's undisputed. Obviously, Trent's out injured, so probably Nico Williams again. Probably Joe Gomez, Virgil van Dijk, normal centre-back partnership for the season. The best Scottish left-back in the world, Andrew Robinson. I think, you know, he's probably apart from Alphonso Davies, I think no one else can probably challenge him in the world right now. No, I think Alphonso Davies is. I think he's really, really good. Midfield, probably Fabinho. This is the hardest pick. I would like to see Fabinho, Naby Keita, and Curtis Jones. I think that would be an exciting midfield. I think we've seen it first game of pre-season, so it did very well. So I'd like that. And then, yeah, the normal front three. I think that, you know, best front three in world football. And I would like, you know, Ryan Brewster to get some game time at least, because I think he, you know, obviously saving us a couple of days ago against Salzburg. So hopefully he can, you know, give Liverpool a bit of extra goals this season. But yeah, that's the team that I think was probably going to play Arsenal.
Oh, we look like we're froze again.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's well, funnily enough, do you know what the team I've got, Connor, is exactly the same for me. It's Alisson, Williams, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Jones, Keita, Salah, Firmino, Mane. So, you know, we're quite on the same.
He might not play all three up front. He might not play them all. He might not play all three up front. I think he might just rest a couple and play. He might play Origi. I think I've got a feeling he might even play Origi on Saturday.
There's something weird happening with Origi right now. He hasn't played any preseason games, and he's not been anywhere in training. So, because there was a false report when we were out in Austria that he had COVID, but then they were denied or like slowly denied. So, but apparently he's meant to be going to Lazio in the summer. So maybe he might be off in the summer at least. But I can see what you mean by Claude. I think that maybe he might not play. He might play Brewster instead of Firmino, and then play the two up front with them to try and get some goals.
Who's that young? Is it Elliot? What's he?
Yeah, Harvey Elliott.
Harvey Elliott. He looked really good. I've seen him a couple of times. He looks really good young player. Good young player for the future. He might actually get a run out as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a run out. I think a lot of it, you see, these games, they're not going to put their full. Even Arsenal, I think, will play a few. They're not going to play all the full teams. They're not going to play their full teams.
Yeah,
because we've also got internationals coming up. I think they don't want to exert them too much, so they've got 2 internationals coming up. All of them most of our players will probably be going on internationals. So I think maybe Arsenal will probably play maybe 7 out of the 11 first teamers and 4 players that are not regulars, and maybe Liverpool might be doing the same. So be interesting. We'll see how it goes, though. I mean, I don't know about you lot. I don't think the result is really that important, to be honest with you.
Yeah, definitely.
The game for me is just a game to get people fit. I mean, I watched in the old past. Everyone was I remember in the past, and I remember '99 when we beat Man United 3-0. Oh, I remember the media saying this. Was it 98, 99? That's right. We beat them 3. I think it was 3-0 at Wembley, and all the media were writing United off. Man United, they went on to win the treble. So these games don't mean too much.
Well, you can't read it from last season. You know, Man City beat us, and then we end up thrashing them in the league. Because, I think I said this last time, that when Diesel was on, the most important thing for me, what happened last year in the Community Shield, was Jurgen Klopp made all the players watch Man City lift the Community Shield. Because, of course, with us, you know, we just lost the Premier League. All right, we won the Champions League, but you know, we ended up losing that game, and we should have won it. You know, we absolutely battered City, but you know, to watch them lift another trophy that Liverpool could have had, you know, and that's the thing. I think with Arteta, with you guys winning the FA Cup, I think for you guys that was the start of something successful. But like it's got to continue on now. You know, you can't stop at just winning an FA Cup. You have to progress onwards. And have to, you know, build up now. All right, Champions League, that's probably the next phase for you guys. You know, similar to us. You know, we went to Europa League final first year under Klopp, and then we went for top 4. And then it builds up like that. So I think that now for you guys is the most important thing now, is getting back into the Champions League. Even though I know that meme of like, you know, oh, we've got top 4, but like now it's crucial for you guys because, you know, you've been out of the Champions League for so long. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I think about it anyway.
Yeah, I actually remember going to the Europa League final as well. It was such a weird sort of way to obviously have, you know, like 2 finals in quick succession as well. But yeah, Arsenal do need to definitely not stop with the FA Cup for sure. Here, what would be your starting 11 for Arsenal on Saturday?
Who was that to? Doug, you broke up a little bit there.
Yeah.
You Terry.
I want my starting 11 for Saturday.
Yeah.
That's what he said, wasn't it? My starting 11 for Saturday. Come on, I mean, it's easy. I just picked the team that we beat you 2-1 a few weeks ago. Hello, man. Yeah. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. For me, it'd be Martinez in goal. Obviously, this all depends. Obviously, with players, we'd be back. I mean, like Connor said, I think, yes, it is a friendly game and whatever, but for us, seeing as we're rebuilding, we should be taking this seriously. Getting our main team out there ready to go on and hit the ground running for the new season. I would have loved to have seen Gabriel play, but obviously, even if we do sign him, he's got to go into isolation because obviously he's coming from France. So we probably won't see him for 2 weeks. So we've really, I know I was joking about it, we're really going to have to play more or less the same sort of side that we did when we did beat you, because we've got no one else, to be honest. So I'll have to go Martinez in goal. I'd like him to start as he means to go on, because I think he'll play a back four this year. So I'd have Tierney left back. I'd have probably Holding and Saliba, however you want to say his name, and Maitland-Niles at right back. So that'd be my back four. I probably would go with it's going to have to be Torreira. I'd like to see Torreira start, and possibly Saka or Willock. And then I'd have, it all depends how he plays up front. He'd probably play a Aubameyang on the left, Pepe on the right, Lacazette up front, and depending who you have in that midfield, I'd rather have Saka as play that number 10 role just behind Lacazette, and then have Willock in the midfield. That's probably what I would line up as.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, Martinez has been very, very good whenever he's been in goal. So I think it'd be very, very harsh for him to be dropped. But as Daniel Hartley says, he is self-isolating. So, and as Claude said earlier, I think, was it Matt Macy that was on the bench the other day for MK Dons?
Yeah.
So it'll be very, very interesting. It's going to be interesting team news for sure. Considering that obviously the international break is straight after this game as well, which, let's be honest, we all hate international breaks, don't we? So, so I'm going to come to all of you now for predictions for the game.
Oh.
So, Claude, I'll come to you first. Prediction for the game on Saturday?
5-4 on penalties. This time we'll win it.
5-4 on penalties. Ooh.
I think it'd be a draw and then we'll go to penalties. I think either 1-1 or 2-2.
5-4 on penalties. Very interesting. Terry?
It's funny because I think it could go to penalties too. I don't know. I've just got a feeling it'd go to penalties. I don't think Liverpool will take it that seriously. I think you'll put a good side out to start off with, but then I think, like Connor said, you know what I mean?
Very interesting indeed. Terry, I'll come to you next. Your prediction for the game?
Oh, what's happened there?
You played a replay button.
I'll do it again. Like I said, I think Claude is right. I think it will go to penalties.
Oh, Terry, your prediction.
Oh, can you hear me?
Go on, Tel. Go for the hat-trick.
Right, let's see if you can hear me this time. I think, like Claude, it will go to penalties. I think it will go to penalties. Like Connor said earlier, I think you will put a good side out, but then I think you will make also changes in the second half, which will then, I think you might just sit back a little bit. So I think it'd be a draw, and then I'll go for something like what Claude said, 5-4 on penalties.
Oh, interesting. Diesel?
Right, first of all, what the boys were saying earlier on, I think it was more so Claude about the internationals and all that. I'm sorry, it's an absolute load of rubbish, right? Play your strongest team, yeah? These are athletes we're talking about. I'm sorry, that doesn't wash for me, or they need a rest because they've got... No. These are athletes. Years ago, Doug, These clubs used to play twice a week, right? No problem, right? Now it's all got to be sugar coated and they got to be mollycoddled. No, these are athletes, right? They travel in luxury, not like how we do, right? So, sorry, play your strongest team. For me, for this game, as much as people say doesn't mean anything, still play your strongest teams, you know, because if we get a result out of this, it's momentum that takes us into our first game of the season. Yeah, so you know, you boys have all alluded to it. We need to build on what obviously after the FA Cup. For me, that is a part of the building process. You know, pick your team. My team would be very, very similar to Terry's. Get the game won, and then make your subs, but get the game won. You know, do what you got to do. In terms of the score, it's very Arsenal to win this game. I think when it matters in the league, that's where you're going to slap us. Pre-season games, I've seen us beat Real Madrid and Barcelona, but in the Champions League, when it matters, they turn up. I can't see Klopp losing to us again twice in succession. He comes across as that man, all smiles on the surface. In that changing room, they mugged us off last time. You know, do not let that happen again. So I reckon he's going to come for us, and I reckon he'll play a strong team. And because of that, I think you'll be too strong for us. So I'm going Liverpool 2-1.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting game. Connor, what's your prediction for the game?
It's going to be, you know, it's kind of a relaxing thing now. I get to say Liverpool. But yeah, I think that, you know, Diesel's right. You know, Liverpool now, this is our second week of pre-season, like fully. And normally we turn the intensity up by 1,000 in the second week of pre-season. And I think that even though, like we've talked about, you know, this game is, you know, a part of pre-season, I think the Jurgen's just going to, you know, he wants to win the Community Shield because of last year. So I think he'll want to absolutely, you know, take Arsenal to town. And I think he'll want to do it in style. And I think that for me, I think that Liverpool, like, I think we're going to put our strongest team out there. I think we're going to go for goals. I think we're going to go attacking. So if I'm going for a Liverpool win, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 Liverpool win.
Interesting. Can you say your predictions all over again, Connor?
Have I got it? Nah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, don't forget as well, boys. You know, we were the club that stopped you guys from getting to that.
Yeah,
was it 100?
Chris Welsh
you know,
said, if you win Community Shield, you count it as a trophy. If you don't win it, it's no big deal. That's my debate on the Community Shield being a trophy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the curtain raiser to the season. That's one thing I can say is the curtain raiser to the season. My prediction is slightly similar, and I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw. But I'm going to go for Liverpool to win on penalties because we lost on penalties last season to Man City. I reckon we will win on penalties this season. So, fingers crossed. We shall see what happens. But it's going to be a very, very good game on Saturday. 4:30 kickoff, live on BT Sport. Going to be very, very interesting indeed. But a big, big thank you to Claude, Terry and Diesel from Claude and the Banstas for coming on the channel. Claude, where can we find you on your socials?
It's Gunnar Claude on Instagram. It's Claude and the Banstas on Twitter, and I don't think I'm on anything else. No. That's it, mate. That's about it, mate.
Claude, you forgot to mention plenty of fish, Tinder.
All the lads.
You forgot to mention Bumble.
Obviously, Diesel. We've got Diesel, and you can see Diesel's socials as well. And obviously,
sorry, Claude the Python on Twitter.
Claude the Python. I like that.
And the condom in it, Claude.
Connor, where can we find you on your socials?
You know, as usual, the Kop Council, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and that. And yeah, great stream to be a part of, and you know, great to finally meet Claude, Terry, and of course, Diesel's been on twice now, so Diesel's a special one.
One more, I get to keep the match full, eh, Doug?
It's been great to meet you. It's the first time I've met you. Of course, we've spoken on through the chats, but it's the first time I've met you in person, and yeah, it's been a pleasure to come on.
Well, no, I thank you three for coming on as well, and obviously Connor as well, and yeah, obviously go and check out Claude the Banstas, doing absolutely amazing stuff as well. 25k subscribers as well. Congratulations to the three of you.
By the way, Douglas, I hope she was worth it when you was ducking in and out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what?
Absolutely. But no,
I've never known a python to have to water the plants so much as Claude. I tell you.
But no, absolute pleasure, and yes, we'll see what happens on Saturday as well, and everyone. And if I've missed any of your comments, then obviously have them in the comments section down below, and I'm sure the five of us will reply to you. But until then, we see what happens on Saturday. Big thank you to the three guys from Claude and the Banstas coming on. Thank you to Connor as well. Thank you to the chat. And we shall see what happens on Saturday. But if you are new around here, then please hit that subscribe button. Smash a like on this video as well. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks a lot.